know if they're parked on one, but you can also find those routes at snow.dc.gov and also pay attention to the signage. Our priority, of course, is the safety of everyone in our city and getting the city cleaned and fully opened as soon as possible. So that said, if you don't need to be on the roads tonight and tomorrow, stay home. Please stay off the roads. Give our plow teams plenty of room to work during and after the snowfall. The teams are out in all 8 wards now, pre-treating the roads. And Director Spriggs will discuss when plowing begins and how the snow team prioritizes roads. And we'll hear from General Manager Randy Clark about Metro's operations shortly. Tomorrow, Monday, January 6th, DC Public Schools will be closed. Tomorrow, Monday, January 6th, DC Public Schools will be closed. And as everyone knows, I don't like to close schools, so that should tell you how serious the forecast is. Tomorrow, Monday, January 6th, DC government will operate in a modified posture. All those workers who have a remote work arrangement should use that remote work schedule tomorrow. Non-emergency in-person services, however, will be closed. So that includes services like recreation centers, indoor pools, and the DMV. That said, many of our DC government employees will be reporting to their workstations across DC and out in the community, and I want to thank them in advance for their whole hard work, especially those who are planning to perhaps stay over at work. So thank you for your hard work. We also have outreach teams in the community making sure people come into shelter. I want to be clear about everyone who is listening. We have space and shelter for everyone. And it's very important, given the forecast for this week, that people come inside. So people who are experiencing homelessness come inside. We have the shelter capacity and we need people to come into shelter. So between the snow and the cold, these are life-threatening conditions. Residents are reminded that you can call the shelter hotline by dialing 311 to request free transportation for yourself or someone else. We also know, and as we have been talking for many weeks, about the national special security events happening in the district. This week, we will have 2. The counting and certification of the 2024 presidential election will occur during the joint session of Congress tomorrow. And the state funeral for President Jimmy Carter will happen from Tuesday through Thursday this week. So we also want you to pay attention to closures related to those events. Both of those events will have been expected, and we expect that they will happen as planned, and we will support the federal government in all of their efforts. With that, I'm going to wrap up by asking everyone to stay safe, check on your neighbors, spread the word about staying off the road, about the need to move vehicles off of snow emergency routes. And finally, I want to thank all of the teams who are working long hours over the next several days. I also want to ask residents to be safe. And when you hear from Director Spriggs, we'll advise